Hello, guys.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, San Diego.
I wish we were in San Diego.
Right? Or,
we might get blown there today.
Yeah, it's really windy around here today, guys.
Northeast Ohio, you gotta love it. So we finally get a nice day outside, and then it feels like you're gonna... I literally texted my neighbor earlier, I feel like Dorothy. And of course she got the reference because she's our age. But
of course.
It felt like the house was going to blow away. Everything's creaking and moaning while I was trying to work.
I felt like Mary Poppins was going to like show up.
With her umbrella.
Winds from the east. Something's a brewing.
Something is, but it's probably, knowing our luck, like fifth winter.
Right.
Blizzard from the Northeast Squadron. I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist, you guys. I have no idea.
Well, I mean, in South Dakota, either South Dakota or North Dakota, they got like a foot of snow.
Yikes.
Just yesterday or something like that. Because, as our listeners know, I've wanted to get back into the gym. Well, I've started getting back into the gym.
One of us is being very healthy with our habits, and the other one doesn't care.
I don't know about good habits, but
you're getting your butt out of the house and on something that'll make you feel better.
I know. I feel like a hamster on a wheel, just over and over and over and over again.
I think that's why it's hard for me, because it's like so repetitive, and then there's like you can't talk to somebody. You're not like watching TV. I mean, you got the TVs.
You got the TVs. I was actually watching like the game show channel today.
I like that one.
And I'm like walking, and I feel like I'm like on a hike because it's got different levels and stuff. And of course, some of our listeners out there, you probably know. But I was watching, and I was like, graphite. Why did I say that out loud? I just said the answer like out loud. I'm like, Great Dane. Damn it. Why did I do that again?
I gotta tell you, one of my biggest addictions right now has to do with that game shows. It's hysterical you brought that up, because I've been watching, do you ever watch like Destination Truth or Expedition Unknown?
Expedition Unknown, hell yeah.
Josh Gates. Which I'm so jealous. My kid's stepmom got to meet him the other day for her birthday. Happy birthday, Libby. We love you. Yeah, like so crazy. And
I know. I would have loved to have met Josh Gates. He is one of my heroes.
Do you know he has TikTok?
He has a TikTok?
He's been watching like either weird videos, or in this case, it was like old clips of Wheel of Fortune and people guessing the wrong thing. And the other day, it was a Jeopardy one. It said something about who invented an item that can get up to 800 degrees, or like what was the item was the point of the question, because I'm not good at Jeopardy phrasing, getting it all correct, but the dude literally says, "What is a calzone?" after Josh yells, "An oven." And he goes, "What? Where in the hell are you getting your calzones from?" And then a clip later, he like repeats it, and he's like, "If your calzone is 800 degrees, it's going to melt out of the front of your esophagus." And he was like so fired up and frustrated. It's my favorite new TikTok account, Josh Gates.
My God. I mean, it wouldn't even be a calzone at that point.
It's literally just lava.
Yeah.
Right?
That's all it is. Or just dust in the wind.
Now, do you think that Josh Gates is a sleepwalker or a sleep talker?
Ooh, that brings up our episode today. Look at Tammy go. I don't know. I would think that he would be a sleep talker.
Yeah, he's very much a talkative guy, so that wouldn't surprise me if he talked in his sleep.
And of course, you're probably wondering why, our fellow listeners, why would they be talking about sleep talkers and sleepwalkers? Well, my friends,
let us tell you.
Recently, we had conversation about significant others.
Yes.
Well, we could put it that way.
Yeah.
It's not saying too much.
Yeah. They don't know who yours is. That's fine. So, hubby is a sleepwalker.
And
Wanda's dating a sleep talker. So, we're going to talk about what our experiences have been. And
man, he's good. I'm going to have
stuff
to warn him about that we are talking
You're
about
not
him.
name dropping, so he shouldn't be too mad that we're talking
right?
about him.
He's just going to listen to it and be like, what the hell? Text me up the next day and just go, what?
What is this?
So, full disclosure, sorry, honey.
She still loves you anyway.
Yes, but mine has started to do a lot of sleep talking.
See, I don't know if I could be with a sleep talker.
I
wouldn't hear him. I sleep like the dead at night, so like that's not something I.
Yeah, and reading some information, sleep talkers actually talk right into like that light sleep mode, like in like the first like maybe half hour that they start falling asleep.
So before they get into like the REM cycles and the deep sleep and all that stuff is when that happens.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. And like how much does there's an article in Psychology Today that like the headline is, how much do sleep talkers reveal during sleep? Truth or fiction, deep secrets revealed during sleep.
So they're telling on themselves. Is that
pretty much
how we negotiate that sentence? Negotiate, navigate. There we go. There's the right word.
Because some people like you see in those movies, like with like the sleep talkers, like they're just like, well, what is the code for this? Oh, it's the 7524.
I think that presentation's fairly rare.
Right?
Where they're actually answering your questions, but
well, for mine, and of course you guys are probably wondering like, well, we would like to know the story. The first encounter was Sophia does not still thinks that he's dead. That was our first, like, that was my first
sleepover. That's what he says.
And I answer, what? And he's like,
did you miss something?
What did I say? And then I explained to him what he said. And he's like, oh my God, it's probably a show that we watched and we didn't get to finish. And I must have started dreaming about it or something.
That's so funny.
It's hilarious. I know that I have had an experience of saying names in my sleep, like waking up and like talking to them but calling them by different names.
That might just be sleep confusion, as I like to call it, when you first wake up and you're just like not sure what day it is or where you are at first.
Yeah, like it's very interesting. And then the next one, and it was literally minutes after we had a hysterical laughing session with that, he immediately goes into, you have to start with the skin. And I let him continue because I knew if I answered, he was going to wake up. Because, you know, you're in twilight sleep.
Right.
You know? So the moment I go, so I'm sitting there biting my finger because I really want to, you know, proceed. But he didn't need me to ask any questions or anything. He goes, that's how you catch a shark, because their skin's really bad.
Oh my God.
And then he woke up and he was like, oh my God, I did it again, didn't I?
Because you're so scared in that moment he's going to go Hannibal Lecter and then it's just something crazy and you're like, oh, thank God.
Well, I thought he was going to like start like quoting like, put the lotion in the basket and put it in this, I'll put it on the skin.
Hello,
or it gets,
Clarice.
or it gets the hose again, you know, that kind of thing. I was waiting for that. Oh my God. But it's very interesting. And then of course recently our last sleepover, he had an entire conversation. It was just like yeah, I said huh, yeah, yep, yeah, that's what she said.
And you're just like, I don't know what's going on or who you're talking to.
I don't even know what the conversation was, but it's very interesting. So I don't know whether he was just like, he was thinking talking during a dream.
Oh yeah.
I know that when I'm stressed out, I do crazy things in my sleep, like I sleepwalk or I sleep hit. I'm sorry.
I'm a sleep kicker myself. I like to kick. I'm a restless sleeper, so I feel guilty for anyone that has to sleep next to me because I'm like rolling over, uncomfortable, rolling over, uncomfortable, and our dog sleeps with us. So Ty, our mascot, is the one that sleeps in bed, and he gets kicked haphazardly in the middle of the night quite often, but he's all right.
Poor guy. But you need to tell them about your dad.
Okay, so my dad is the best sleep talker I've ever been around because he can fall asleep literally anywhere at any time under any conditions. Doesn't matter. And it's crazy because you just go, okay, well, he must be tired. And at the time that a lot of this was happening more often, it was happening because he was working nights. So he was trying to like be around for a day at events.
Oh, okay.
So it still happens, but my mom always likes to joke that she likes to ask him questions to see what he'll admit to, because apparently that's common with sleep talkers, is that they'll admit to mistakes in their sleep.
Okay, yeah.
So, future boyfriend tip. But
oh boy,
he one Christmas when I was married before, my ex-mother-in-law, I'm sure, was traumatized because he was sleeping in the recliner in the living room, and the kitchen was attached, and there was like a dining area that was kind of in between that you would walk through to get to both rooms.
Yeah.
And that's where all the food was. And it was like Christmas, and we had eaten and opened presents and whatever, and we were cleaning up. So like my mom and his mom were helping me clean up our kitchen and get stuff put away. And my dad's like just snoring. Mom says, "Hey, so where do you want me to put the turkey away?" And he's like, you just put that in a Ziploc container and put it in the fridge. My ex-mother-in-law looked at me, eyes wide, and she was like, did he just answer you? And I was like, oh yeah. Hey Dad, where should we put the cookies? And he was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if the Ziplocs right for that. So do you have like a cookie pan or something you can? And we had an entire conversation about how to clean up that he did not remember when he woke up. And he swears he wasn't actually asleep. He was asleep, but she was so freaked out, and I laughed so hard I almost peed my pants.
Oh my God. See, I'm just going to have to like stay up longer when he starts falling asleep and starts mumbling, so then I have to ask him like questions.
I wonder if you whisper the questions, if that makes a difference.
I don't know.
Or like match their tone, like, where'd you go last night? You know what I mean? Since he was doing a little bit of that.
Right?
What about that?
Yeah, like reading some of these things, like sleep talking usually sounds more like moaning and groaning.
Yeah, that's like anybody I've known or slept near or next to on like a class trip or something.
Yeah.
If they were a talker, that's all you really hear is just and it's like nonsense.
Normally I can hear myself hum when I start waking up.
You hum as you wake yourself up?
Yeah, like I'm like,
that's kind of pleasant. I'm a little jealous. You know.
But it's so funny. Like it is very funny, just blurting out random things. Just random things. It kind of like...
Is it kind of like Tourette's then, do you think? Like, I wonder if that's like a similar brain wiring issue.
Yeah.
Where it's in their sleep as opposed to like just doing normal day-to-day tasks.
It's like you're just verbally, like, you're just vocalizing what you're doing in your dream, I guess. I mean, I sleep alone most of the time, so, like, I don't even know. I've tried recording myself sleeping, because I wanted to know how bad I snored.
Is it worse or better than you thought?
It was good. It was like a normal, like, mouth breathing snore, you know?
That one?
Yeah, you know. And of course, I still have my tonsils, so...
Me too!
That constriction...
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it would be different for non-tonsilers. I don't know.
The kid will have to tell us someday.
Right? But just, like, listening to myself and, like, I do the puffers that we talked about last night.
Or for our ASMR fans.
I kind of had to stop. Yep. But I had to, like, stop it because, of course, we've talked about Zach Bagans on this show. I actually heard some type of music box in the background. There was no music box near me.
Is your place haunted? Is that what I'm hearing? Is this the conversation
Actually,
we're having right now?
this was at a different house when I did this.
Oh.
So it was a different house. I'm scared to do it at my house. I live alone.
Yeah, you don't want to know that.
I don't want to know that at all.
You'll be sleeping here if we find out that there's something haunted at your house since
Right?
you live close. I could just feel it.
I'm gonna be like, you know what? I need to stay away from my house for a couple of days. I gotta wait for an exorcist to come and take care of things.
Just don't call Zach Bagans, because he'll
Don't
be like,
call Zach Bagans. He's just
yeah,
gonna.
why did you scratch me, ghost? On the recording, and you're like, oh my god,
Jesus Christ!
I can't.
Yeah. So that was strange.
You know, it's kind of strange, and I didn't even think about this until after we started recording, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks that we're recording on Good Friday, because we record early. Deal with it, people. And it's Easter weekend.
Happy Easter, guys.
Okay, happy Easter. And we are talking about sleepwalking. And, like, it's the resurrection weekend, so it's like, it just really tripped me out for a second. That's all. That wasn't even intentional. Obviously,
I just had a realization.
Was
Why?
Jesus sleepwalking?
Why does this happen to us all the time? We always take the time to do this.
Yeah, that was not on purpose, and we don't mean any offense to anyone who has any kind of religion that
what I was always
weekend.
told is, you know, like with dreams, sleep talking, sleepwalking, it's kind of like your body's way of working out your subconscious way of working out a problem.
Okay.
The very first time that I learned that I sleepwalked was I was starting middle school, and I had just toured the middle school.
Okay.
And
a new environment. Got
new
it.
environment. So that night, like, I was really nervous, like, going to sleep. And of course, you know, because normally what our tradition was in our household was we started getting into school mode.
Okay.
About the first part of August, because of course back in the day, guys, we didn't start mid-August, we started in September. Okay?
We're old. That's what we're saying.
That just shows how old we are. Yeah. But so you started at the end of summer, like a month before, because of course me and my sister, it's very hard for us to, like, you got to get into that routine.
Well, because you're sleeping in until like noon, 1 o'clock when you're a kid and it's summer, and then you have to go back to routine. So,
like, trying to get back into that routine, because if you try to wake me and my sister up, it's just it's World War III all over again.
That I understand.
Too soon, guys?
All over again. I was like, that hasn't even happened yet. What do you mean all over again?
What do you mean? But, like, you just start a war in our household, and then, like, they try to talk to you, and you're just like, get the fuck out of my face.
I haven't had... So, that happens to me now when I wake up. I was never like that until being an adult.
Yep.
And the kid will be like, Mom, you haven't had any coffee yet, have you? I can tell.
But, so that night, went to sleep. I was dreaming. I thought it was real. And of course, at the time, I was sleeping in a bunk bed. So I somehow climbed down the bunk bed. Because what we did was we separated the bunk beds, and I still had the high loft in my room. My sister had the bottom in her room. So somehow, somewhere, I had gotten down, dreaming that I was in the school hallway. Okay? And I had to go to the bathroom. I had to pass, everything. Went to I was walking down the hallway to the bathroom, where I knew where the bathroom was. Opened a door and went in. Next thing I remember, my mom waking me up and telling me this way to the bathroom. I was trying to go to the bathroom in the closet in my mom's room.
Well, that's where the bathroom was at school, so that makes total sense to me.
I'm like, what is going? I was like, I'm just going to the bathroom. That's all. She's like, the bathroom's this way.
Oh
Not in the closet. Yeah, I literally went into my dad's closet and was ready to go to the bathroom because I thought that was the school bathroom in my dream.
Well, when we were planning this episode, my husband admitted to something that was similar, and we both couldn't stop laughing for a few moments when he told us the story. So I'm going to share. So,
sorry, hubby.
He has fallen asleep standing at the toilet before. Or,
all right.
You know, just like seriously, when he'll wake up, like leaning against the wall and like realize that he fell asleep while he was peeing. I don't know who does that, but my favorite thing about him is he wakes up in the strangest places. Like, he'll fall asleep in bed with me and wake up in his chair he smokes in our garage.
Yeah, I remember that story.
Like, and he'll be like wearing a coat and have his phone and everything.
See, and what we were talking about last night was how crazy is it that your mind and your muscles, like you have that muscle memory, obviously, because I thoroughly believe muscle memory exists.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
is that what's at play there? When you sleepwalk,
like, because when you think about it, you know, like that quote, you never forget riding a bike, kind of thing. But it's like he had all of that like will and strength to get up, walk out.
Now I'm curious if he smoked while he was asleep.
I know.
Now I have to know.
I know that.
It just hit me. I was like, I wonder if he smoked because of muscle memory. And
there is actually a fun fact that sleepwalking is more common in children than in adulthood.
Well, they're working on a lot of stuff when you're a kid. You know, you got to mature and you go through puberty and there's all those hormones. That doesn't surprise me.
I'm not surprised by that at all. But yeah, I find it. I find that I am more likely to sleepwalk. Or I have punched a wall in my sleep.
While you're asleep?
Yep. I actually woke up with bruises on my knuckles.
I bet that hurt. Like when you woke up, you're like, ouch.
It didn't hurt. And I like looked and I'm just like, why are my knuckles bruised?
Because it's a very specific injury. You had to punch something if your knuckles were bruised. Yeah.
Like, it was just very weird. Another fact is sleepwalking is genetic.
Interesting. Well, that explains why that doesn't happen to me. I don't think either of my parents sleepwalk. Just the
Those
talking.
with siblings or parents who have experienced sleepwalking or night terrors are more likely to experience it themselves.
Interesting.
My niece, she suffered from night terrors. Like, she would just wake up and be like, "No, mommy, no, don't hit me." Oh yeah, that was rough. That was a very rough time.
Well, because you can't wake them up, so you have to like let them live through the terror. Is it like that? Or
it kind of is. Like the only thing that you can do is really be there. It's kind of like a person having a seizure.
Okay.
Like you can't
stop it or disturb it.
You can't really, yeah. And of course they do say never wake up a sleepwalker. I don't know. Nothing happened to me when my mom woke me up. It's gotta be
all brain chemistry of some kind or how it's wired, because that, like, why?
Yeah.
I wish I could wake mine up. You know, Paranormal Activity, that like creepy movie where they recorded their bedroom.
Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
So on Easter weekend. No, but
the power of Christ compels you.
I feel like I'm living that movie sometimes with hubby, because like sometimes I wake up when I roll over.
Like those times where they just like sit up and like if you had a camera just going and it fast forwards, they're just like.
He sits at the end of my side of the bed. So we have a California king bed, okay? And there are some thin aisleways to get to my side, which is how I like it. But he walks it in the middle of the night, and then he's sitting on the end of my side of the bed, just staring at the wall.
Wow.
And his eyes are open. They're not shut. And I know that you're not supposed to wake a sleepwalker, so that I'm just like... Sometimes I'll say, honey, go back to bed and roll over and just
with
sleep.
us talking about waking up...
is there a fact?
You may guide a sleepwalker back to bed. Waking a sleepwalker poses no harm to sleeper's health. However, there have been cases reported in which the sleepwalker woke up disoriented enough to attack the person who woke them up. So I guess it's more like a safety for that person who's trying to help that sleepwalker.
It's a safety issue, you guys, not a brain chemistry one.
A funny sleepwalking. If any of you guys follow Selena Spooky Boo like we do.
Yes, big fans.
She has hilarious sleepwalking, and of course all of hers are done safety-wise, and of course hers are triggered by stress and what type of food she eats.
Chocolate, I think, was one of the triggers, and I
cheese.
think like egg cheese. That's what it was. Cheese.
So I get that. There are certain things that I can't eat before bed because it triggers nightmares.
I wonder if that's like more common than we realize.
Yeah, because I can't have peanut butter before I go to bed.
Straight peanut butter, or are we talking like Reese's Pieces or Reese Cups?
No, Reese Cups are fine because there's some chocolate mix, but if it's like straight out peanut butter, because in college, I would normally eat like a couple of spoonfuls of peanut butter because I hadn't eaten all day and, just studying my ass off for a test that I forgot that I had the next day.
And then nightmare it up all night long.
Yeah, I actually had a nightmare to where I was shot in the head. I was murdered, but I saw myself being murdered, and this is in the future. Oh, I can remember it clear as day, and it scared me half to death.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, I remember walking out of my townhouse in my dream, getting into my Escalade, and I had picked up the newspaper that was on my doorstep. And the next thing I know, I put the newspaper down in the passenger seat, and my window was down, and I felt something to my head, and they were like, "Get out of the car. This is a carjack." And I'm like, "Please."
And that's how you died in the dream?
Take whatever you want. Take whatever you want. Something backfired. Scared the guy that was jacking me. Shot me in the head, and I fell over onto the passenger, and it was almost like a movie. Like, I felt that out-of-body experience, and it actually, the headline on the newspaper that I didn't see was, "Woman Murdered in Carjack Fail." And that was me.
Nope. That's a whole bunch of nope.
That needs to be That needs to be a movie.
Yes, it does. But I would not want to actually live that dream or that reality.
That was so scary. And I had a really hard time. And I was living up in Toledo, guys, at the time. Like, I was living in Toledo. Like, downtown.
Well, far away from home, far away from your parents, your family.
It was scary, guys.
Oh, my God.
It was very scary.
My favorite story from my personal life is since he wakes up in strange places. The other one is one morning he woke up in a completely different set of pajamas that he fell asleep in. And neither of us can figure out how or where they came from. Because he's got to get in a drawer and then they matched. That's the crazy, like, it wasn't like some awkward pair of shorts because he sleeps in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it was like, they matched and they're like a normal set of his, but like they're in different drawers and he would have had to like use some sort of brain function of some kind to like match them and put them together.
It's mind-blowing how your cognitive state just continues on.
Yeah.
With having conversations, with sleepwalking. And another fact is sleepwalkers may feel tired the next morning. Of course, hubby has said that he has felt tired.
Well, the man sleeps like 4.5 hours a night because he's got,
I
think he's got sleep issues that we need to address, but we'll go. That's another episode entirely, but.
That's right. We're going to put cameras up and everything, and we're going to post it on YouTube.
We should record him and see if I can catch him Paranormal Activity style doing the rocking back and forth as I.
Oh, shit.
That'd be so scary.
Oh, man. Apparently sleepwalking can be prevented.
Well, obviously with the Selena thing, not eating the things that trigger her.
Exactly. I stopped having peanut butter. Like, I thought it was really weird, but I was like, oh, whatever, nightmares happen. The next night, did the same thing, had a nightmare. Did it the next night, same thing, had a nightmare. I'm like, okay, what am I doing different? I'm like, I wasn't watching anything scary on TV. I wasn't watching any murder shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, maybe I just need to not eat peanut butter. That seems to be the thing that's happening right now, because the last 3 nights I've had peanut butter. I stopped eating peanut butter, and that was it.
That was it. We need to post some of her videos so you guys can know who to follow and laugh along with us, because she sure loves laughing at herself in those videos.
She does. It's pretty funny.
Her husband gets a kick, I think, out of her, because sometimes he'll sleep on the couch if he knows she's doing a video to make sure she's safe.
Yeah, and in this, it does. It says, avoid screen time, engage in relaxing activities, go to bed at the same time each day. That's a bunch of bullshit, because there's no way that any of us can do it. Avoid midday naps, and caffeine should be restricted in morning times.
I don't know. I can't nap. I'm not one of those people that's a
I
big
can,
napper.
but I have to limit myself, or else I take like a 10-hour nap.
If I'm napping, I'm sick. Like that's the whole kit and caboodle there, so it is preventable. Just like forest fires.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
What about firefighters? That's so insulting to firefighters.
I know. What do they get to do if we're preventing forest fires?
If only I can prevent forest fires, what are the park rangers and firefighters? Obviously, they do all the hard work, and I'm here at home. But still.
Yeah.
That's a flaw in the marketing system.
Again, this was a wild topic for us to, like, really...
It was fun because we both live it in different ways. Like, I've never experienced what you've experienced. Like, waking up going, what the hell?
Yeah.
What's going on with me? Why am I here?
It's insane. Like, people have heard me mumble. They've seen my arms in the air like I'm fighting something off.
I am totally plugging in we have a Ring camera internally to catch the dogs peeing. I'm totally putting that in our bedroom to see if I can catch him.
Oh, God,
so we can post it for you, dear listeners.
This is going to be great.
For you, dear listeners.
So, of course, this is one of our short ones that we're doing.
Oh, yeah. Not all of them can be an hour. Stop getting so spoiled.
I know.
Damn you.
We've spoiled you guys.
We're going to go back to probably a bit more shorter, but maybe more often, now that, Now
that things have started to settle down for us.
Things are calming down for both of us, so we can get back into our schedule.
Absolutely.
Before we celebrate our 50th anniversary here in a little bit. We're getting close.
I know. We're getting close,
50th
guys.
episode.
We're getting close to our second season. I bet all of y'all are excited.
We got some big stuff planned.
We do. I today was thinking about merch.
Yeah. But we got to come up with a tagline, because it seems to be like the thing. So if you guys have ideas you listen. If there's something that we both say a lot that might be funny to you that you think we should put on merch.
I really think we should put absolutely on a button. Because if any of you guys who have continued to listen to us, our first couple of episodes were absolutely. Oh,
we were so nervous. We just kept saying the same word over and over again. Oh, that was so funny.
That was us, guys. Absolute novice. Now we are intermediate.
Yeah.
We're not experts just yet, but we're getting there.
Well, I follow someone who just says, I don't, oh my gosh, I don't receive that when somebody's being negative towards her. And that's her like tagline on her t-shirts is, I don't receive that energy or that comment or whatever. So we got to find our, I don't receive that for Tammy and Wanda.
Right? Like
maybe a cartoon of our faces.
Oh,
I know somebody.
Oh,
I know somebody. I'm going to get involved with my cartoon friend, but
that's right. And I know someone who has a Cricut, so it's on like Donkey
It's
Kong.
on. We're making some stuff. So look out for the merch.
Yep, because I think it's time.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
I still think we need to make theater pads for when people go see shows with our faces on it.
The butt seats?
The butt seats.
Yes! Yes!
For theater and like sporting events, so that when you're going and you're sitting in those
you just sit on our
seats,
faces and just
but they're going to look like this for those watching. Like you're flattening me. Ah!
Yep,
doing
that's our goal, man. We've got a lot of things in store, and we are so thankful that you guys are still sticking around and listening to us because, of course, it's our show, and we don't care what you guys think.
Yeah, but we love you anyway.
But we love you anyways.
So we'll see y'all next
later.
week.
Bye.
Bye.